Strahan.
It's Monday, January 25th, 2016. We have to be here. What are y'all doing here?
Yeah.
We expected to have like maybe 3 interns sitting in our audience today. Are you stuck here? Yeah, some of you are. Thank you for your honesty, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, it's like you're almost somebody's forcing you to be here. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Your wife is forcing you. Yes, okay, that's good. All right, at least you're honest.
There you go. But you know, it's the big dig outs going on around New York right now.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. We were digging, first of all, you know, sometimes those news guys get it right.
Yeah.
I truly woke up Saturday morning and said, what's with all this snow? Because, you know, I never thought it would actually happen.
Because I've had people say, oh, is it really going to happen? Because a lot of times they said it doesn't happen. And I mean, I just always assume the worst. I try to trust them. Because I figure that's what they do for a living. I'm going to trust you. And if it's not right, then I'm usually happy because it means we don't have some bad weather that they say we're going to have.
But they were very cagey about their weather predictions right up to the very end. They're like, this band could hit us or it might not. It could skip over. I've never heard the word band thrown around so much, right? Weren't they band crazy? There's a band coming and then a break from the band and another band right behind.
It sounds like you had a summer jam concert.
It sounds like they were trying to confuse us, right? Throwing as possible. And then they were like, and there's 2 satellite, you know, you've got the double satellite trackers. So you've got the one satellite thing that is, I guess, our satellite, and then the European one.
European thing,
and they're like, if the European system is correct, then we are screwed. Which I believe is the new weather term.
And they were correct.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of snow out there. And you know, I left here and somehow I was able to land in Charlotte.
It was a miracle.
It was a miracle. I mean, the window of time,
you got in between the 2 bands. Yeah.
Like a marching band. We just marched right into Charlotte.
Yeah.
But somehow I made it into Charlotte, and then after that, it was a little snowy and icy there. But it wasn't as bad there as I expected. But at the same time, that's not a city that's prepared for that, like we are here in New York. So I can understand why they shut everything down.
Well, we were working in shifts because we had to shovel out in front of our sidewalk every half an hour. And by the time you were done shoveling, you would turn around to go into the front door, and it was snowed over again. So we would go in shifts. Like Mark would take a shift, then I would take a shift, then Michael, then Lola, then Joaquin. And Lola was the best because Lola was like, what if one of my friends see me out here working? Understand, we are in like these coats with hoods, but nobody is recognizable.
And first of all, your friends should be out anyway.
Sees me? What if somebody sees me?
That's why you have kids to shovel snow.
Right.
I wouldn't have been on the shift. My shifts would have been to remind them that they're up on their shift.
No, but we used it as a form of exercise. We were like, you know what? Obviously gyms are closed. This is my gym today. I'm going to shovel the sidewalk.
Wow.
So I was like volunteering. I was like, I'll take your shift if you're too afraid that your friends might walk by and see you. I am not ashamed at all.
No, but my parents, you had to shovel some snow. That's just the way it was.
I took some pictures. You want to see some pictures of like?
Yes.
Yeah. So here's some carnage. I can't get enough of Mark. Mark shoveling is one of my favorite things because he has a whole technique, and he was shoveling not only the front of our street, but like our neighbor's street too. Like he was in technique. He and I have opposite techniques.
What's the technique?
So I shovel horizontally, he shovels vertically, but I think my technique works better for me. I'm not as strong as he is. He can just like get it and shovel it. I have to like push it along and then like push it to the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So he cleans it here and you go there.
Here's our neighbor's car. Want to see our that's our neighbor's car.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a car under there. You know how you know it's a car? There's like, you can see the side view mirror.
Yeah.
This is Lexington Avenue, which is very, very, very busy. Check it out. This is a traffic jam normally, everybody.
Yeah,
on a Saturday, you're not getting down here. Yep. And then, oh, here's our backyard. Want to see? Isn't that pretty?
Without the snow.
Can you see it? Yeah. It's like Narnia. Pretty, right?
Oh,
I was like, look, kids, it's beautiful. Mark's like, that's not melting until
yeah, it's
June.
not melting for a long time.
First week of June, we'll be back there.
And you know, they reported in the paper that the blizzards have doubled in the past 20 years. Yeah, we used to get about 9 per year. Since 1995, the average is 19 per year.
Wow.
Something's going on.
Oh, well, yeah.
Something's going on.
Lots going on. Hey, we should check in Queens. Queens got, in this, you know, in Manhattan, we really don't have a lot to complain about because they're really good with the snow plowing of the streets. And, I mean, there are areas, of course, that have not had enough attention. But one of the areas that really is really in trouble is Queens, and our own Dre Clark is there right now. We're going to check in with him and see how people are faring. Hey, Dre, how's it going in Queens today?
Yeah, good morning. It's a rough way to go here in Queens. As you guys know, Queens is the city's largest borough here, several million people here. But when you walk out the door this morning, for some people, this is what they're looking at. Streets still not plowed, cars buried in snow, and a lot of frustrated and angry people asking the mayor for help, sending them an SOS. Please send a plow our way because it's really nasty out here. But this is just one of the telltale stories from this blizzard of 2016. We're talking about this was a massive storm that crippled the East Coast, stretching from the Carolinas all the way up to Massachusetts. 7 states, including the District of Columbia, all had to declare states of emergency. More than 14,000 flights canceled. I mean, this storm just really took the East Coast by hostage, if you will. And then, unfortunately, more than 30 deaths are being blamed on the storm, many of those deaths being attributed to people shoveling and going into cardiac arrest. But we had a really sad story in Passaic, New Jersey, where a mother was in the car with her 1-year-old son warming, fortunately died from carbon monoxide because the tailpipe was clogged with snow. So that's just one of the sad stories we're coming across. Also, flooding was another big deal along the lower lying areas along the Jersey Shore. That was expected. But in Cape May County, for example, New Jersey, like Wildwood, they got hammered with flooding. They're still down there dealing with that situation. So this is the big cleanup, the big dig out, so much going on up and down the East Coast. You know, here in New York City, it's the second biggest snowfall on record. We were about 1/10 of an inch from hitting the all-time high. This was a very fast-moving storm. It packed a lot of power, a lot of wind, power outages up and down the East Coast. It's just a mess. It's no other way to describe, you know, what people are dealing with up and down the East Coast today.
Dre, in New York City, I know the schools are open. What about there out in Queens? Like, how are kids getting to school?
Here's the deal. About an hour ago, we took a drive over to a school about a half a mile away from here. Some of these sidewalks here in Queens are not plowed or shoveled. So you see kids, you know, kind of going along to school, but you see them jumping up and down because they got to kind of get through the snow. It's a bit of a mess. We saw a couple of kids lose their balance here. You know, then you have other places where the streets are shoveled. So it's kind of hit and miss depending on where you are. We should also mention, though, D.C., Philadelphia, Baltimore, their school districts are closed. New York City open. And there were some city officials who asked the mayor, probably begged the mayor, to please go ahead and keep the schools closed today because there were still some of these streets and sidewalks that needed some work done. But the mayor decided, I guess he got together with his team and decided, we'll go ahead and open the schools anyway.
Hey, well, that's great reporting, Dre. Thank you so much. Stay warm out there, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Hey, light of the situation, but those kids will be able to tell their kids, when I was your age, I used to have to walk to school uphill in the snow, right? So they have that going for them.
But that's crazy. I mean, you know, here in the city, you see it pushed up against the cars because of all the plows.
Right.
So you assume everywhere is plowed by this point. But that was, and I'm looking at those guys dig, and I'm like, where are they going to go after they dig? Where are they going after that?
Right. Well, that's the problem is
can't get to work, can't do anything.
There's no place to put it. It's not melting.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. So you shovel it, and then what? I mean, that's what I found that I had the biggest problem with. I was shoveling the snow, and then I was like, now where do I put it? You know what?
When I was in Charlotte, you know what they did? They had one of those NASCAR track clearing jet engine things.
Oh yeah.
And they were.
Yeah.
They were just like melting ice and like pushing it and melting it. It was actually pretty cool.
A lot of people, you know, over on Park Avenue, those fancy buildings, those doormen, they have those machines that you put, like those electronic snow removing machines. And I was like, huh, what is it called? Snowblower? Yeah. What's it called? I have a shovel. I have a shovel. A shovel like a human being, Galman.
Electronic snow removal machine. Oh, wow.
Well, I don't know.
That was awesome. I was like, they came out with something new.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you two. I didn't realize that you had gone so high. I'm sorry. When you're using it, when you're blowing your snow, Gelman, where does your snow blow?
No, you know what? You know what I actually have? It was in the place when I bought it. I have a snow melt system.
Oh my God, a snow melt! Oh, for heaven's sake! No wonder he doesn't know about this fancy newfangled machine.
No, but
his snow melts on contact.
But it detects when it's going to snow. It's up there.
Snow. Our weatherman can't detect that.
Well, our weatherman.
What is your?
Our weatherman need what I got then.
This is an Anderson Cooper joke, but is your sidewalk controlled by the Farmer's Almanac?
I don't even know how it works, but it works. But it works, and it's great because you don't have to shovel snow, and it was the added bonus.
Yeah,
the added bonus of I didn't put it in.
That is priceless.
You don't need it that much here, but when you do, it's good to have.
Anyway, I mean, I like the idea of a snowblower, but I still
you don't need it, and then it takes up space. Where are you going to put it?
I don't know, and I like the exercise. I liked the activity. They say that it's like a really good exercise, and I felt it. I mean, until you go into cardiac arrest, which is, you know, check with your doctor. Yes, thank you, Gelman.
Because the idea that I got when you said that was like, you know, those vacuum cleaners that operate on their own. And you just set them on and they go. And I thought that's what you meant as a snowblower. I'm like, that's a good idea.
I used to live in Soho where they just, I mean, it's like Queens. They don't bother to remove the snow at all. We just wait for June and that's the end of it. I'm not kidding. It's like you wait for June. Nobody has a snowblower or, I mean, nobody has anything down there. You know, you have a communal shovel.
You need this?
Yeah, so this is like, I had never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I love it.
I hadn't.
The things we figure out here on this show about each other. And, you know, but yesterday, the reason, of course, I was in Charlotte is because of football. Yeah. And yesterday was a big football day because it was the AFC and NFC championship games.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. And you had the Denver Broncos against the Patriots yesterday in Denver. And Tom Brady and Belichick were going for their 5th Super Bowl and try to win their 5th Super Bowl. But they lost to the Broncos yesterday. Peyton Manning, Eli's brother, who you said, whoever is winning, the parents love the other more.
That's right.
Well, they're loving Eli a little bit more now because Peyton won.
They're cradling Eli.
They're cradling Eli.
Like, it's okay. We've always loved you better.
It will be 4th Super Bowl. A lot of people, he was played earlier in the season, wasn't playing that well, was injured, was put on the bench, replaced by another guy. Everyone thought that's the end of his career. Then the other guy started playing pretty bad. They put Peyton back in. He's led them, I think, 3 wins in a row. And this could be his final game in the Super Bowl. So good luck to Peyton Manning. And if he wins, then he'll have 2 Super Bowls like his brother Eli. But this is his 4th Super Bowl. If he wins, he'll tie Eli, his own brother, with 2.
Wait, so Eli already has 2 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe his parents are rooting for Peyton because they want him to catch up to Eli.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But Peyton owns all the other passing records. And then in the other game that we covered yesterday, the Carolina Panthers just absolutely blew out the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, what a game, and I mean, these guys, they are strong. It's going to be a tough Super Bowl.
You think it's going to be hard for Peyton Manning to take on this quarterback that's so good?
Yeah, but I think for Cam Newton, it's going to be tough because the defense for the Broncos, that's the only reason this team is where they are right now.
Excuse me.
And that defense is going to be tough to beat for Cam Newton. But
aren't these two guys, these quarterbacks, born with quarterback names? Cam Newton and Peyton Manning? Excuse me. Right?
No, let me tell you this.
Those are quarterback names.
Cam Newton looks like an action figure. He's like 6'5", I made it from my interview with him. 6'5", 250, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
Kind of like me.
I'm Cam Newton.
I had to do it. It was too easy. I had to do it. But he had a son. Cam Newton has a baby boy now. And guess what he named his son?
Hercules Newton.
Close enough. Chosen.
Chosen. Yep. That's a lot to live up to.
Chosen Newton, yeah.
Chosen Newton.
But you know, you're right, it's a quarterback name. Some people just have names and you're like,
Newton.
He's going to make it work.
Yeah.
And he's one of the, but good luck to those 2 teams.
His whole life was good, I bet.
Yeah.
Cam, would you like to recite the, whatever? Think of something, something in grade school. What would kids recite?
The Pledge of Allegiance?
No. I mean, stand up. Never mind. Anyway, Cam was always good at it. You know Cam was good at it. And
one thing I want to say, I like to spotlight good things that happen. We always hear about a lot of bad things that people and celebrities do. Here's something good. You know, Flint, Michigan is having this ridiculous water problem.
They sure are. And
they're basically poisoning the citizens of the city. So 5,000 cases of aqua hydrate have been sent down by Sean Diddy Combs, Mark Wahlberg, and also Eminem and Wiz Khalifa have joined in.
I believe Cher was the first.
And Cher was the first?
Cher was the first person to do it.
So they're sending down, they donated 1 million bottles of water, and they said they're going to continue to donate until the problem is solved and figured out down there. So well done by Cher, well done by those guys as well, and aqua hydrate. Thank you.
Oh my God, we have to go? We have to go already? Gosh, I was dying to get to this piece.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it another time. It's very important. You guys will have to wait.
But we do have a big show today, everybody.
Oh, God. Oh, good. Snowballs.
Yeah. But you know how we're going to warm up today? We're going to warm it up with Christian Slater, everybody. Yeah.
And from the series Blind Spot, Sullivan Stapleton will be here.
Sully, yeah. Funny guy. And we got our New Year, New You series is going to continue with a lesson I need to in Posture 101. Sit up straight, everybody. What's wrong with you?
Just like hearing that made me want to slump over. Just to be, you know, difficult.
All right, everybody. It's time to kick this party off with our Snow Wild Travel Trivia.
Shapiro. I did. Didn't you think it was Alyssa Shapiro? Yeah, it's funny. You look like we are. professional dancer?
Trying, yeah.
Trying, yeah. Well, you just did a number for yourself here. I think a lot of agents will be calling you now. That was a good high kick.
That high kick was caught me off guard.
Can we see it again? Can we see it again?
I wasn't ready
that was
for
a
that.
good one. Woo!
Oh, wait, that was
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Hold that leg. We're going to ask the posture expert what that means.
I know what that means for me. 911! All right, great job, great job. And let's say hello to Cheryl Morton from Scottsville, Michigan right now. Hello, Cheryl, how are you?
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Hey, Cheryl, what's going on?
Not much. Just starting my daycare.
Now, we know you're in Michigan. Do you have a lot of snow up there right now?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
How much did you get?
We didn't get as much as you guys did, but I am looking so forward to going on this cruise in another week.
Oh, you're going on a cruise?
Yes.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Belize, Cozumel, Honduras. It's something on my bucket list I've been wanting to do.
Well, you know what you're going to need after that trip? A vacation. So we're going to spin the wheel, see if we can win you another one, okay? Hey, oh, here's a great prize, the Veranda Resort and Spa in Antigua. Are you from Antigua?
Antigua.
You're from Antigua?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And you always say it correctly. It's not Antigua, Antigua. It's Antigua.
I say it correctly?
Yeah, you always
Thank you so much.
He came here just to tell us that.
Thank you. Hey, it's a great prize. It's 7 days and 6 of this trip. It's a prize valued at $7,400. Cheryl, you have 20 seconds and only one guess. Good luck.
Are you ready, Cheryl?
Yes, I am.
All right, here we go. On Friday's show, where did we say people were displaying their frozen pants?
Outside.
Where?
Yeah, but what place?
What place? Where did we say people were displaying their frozen pants? What place?
Washington?
Washington? No, they were displaying their frozen pants in Minnesota.
Outside was a good guess.
That was really good.
Technically not incorrect.
I'll be honest with you. That was a pretty...
That's a very close
answer.
Thank you, Gelman. That was really funny.
Thank you.
Cheryl, did you hear that? Gelman made a joke, huh? You brightened Cheryl's day with that one, Gelman.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, now listen, you and a lucky member of our studio audience, Cheryl, you're still going to get a great prize. You each will receive a $500 appliance package from Cuisinart. So please pick a number between 1 and 194.
194.
Oh.
194? Well, we'll find him later on. Cheryl, thank you for playing. Whoever 194, congratulations to you. Everybody stay right there. When we come back, Kristen Slater will be here.
Still ahead on Live from Blind Spot, Sullivan Stapleton. Our New Year, New You series continues with a lesson in posture rule 101. Coming up next from Mr. Robot, Kristen Slater.
Film Kung Fu Panda 3. Kate Hudson is here.
Yes. And from Grease Live, Carly Rae Jepsen is going to be here too.
That's exciting.
Nice girl.
Our first guest is one of the hottest actors in Hollywood right now. Please welcome Golden Globe winner, Christian Slater.
great. Hey, Mom.
Congrats on everything.
Hello.
Okay.
Good morning.
Looking chic, Christian.
Dapper.
Thank you so much.
Now, is this a jacket with the thing?
Yeah, look, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
All Saints.
Yep.
Very nice.
Very
you
nice.
did it well. Very nice.
But we hear, go ahead, yeah, it's a very fancy place.
You just came from Paris during Fashion Week, is that
Yes,
correct?
oui. Paris. Yeah.
How was that?
Really good. You know, I got there and, you know, of course I was tired and I wanted a coffee, right? So I said to the driver guy that picked me up, would you mind taking me to a Starbucks? And he was like, Starbucks? How dare you? We have French coffee. Guy starts losing it on me, and I mean, yeah, it was a disaster.
Well, how dare you for real?
Yeah, I know. That's what my wife said too. Actually, she was like, "Yeah, of course. You know, you're in Paris. You should have French coffee."
So
but,
tell
you know, we
us-
have these rituals. What are you gonna do?
Tell us about Fashion Week. Like, do they give you clothes to wear? We hear all these stories about, like, you know, the front row and who did you sit near and were there celebrities there?
Oh, it was, look, it was a great experience. It was a Christian Dior fashion show, and you know, I felt like...
that deserves 2 cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. La-di-da. It was quite a thing. I felt, the only way to describe it, I did feel like Cinderella a little bit. You know, like, you go and they take you to the fitting room and they put your suit on and the whole thing, and they did a beautiful job. It was amazing.
And then you left your glass slipper behind.
I did, yeah. At midnight, I had to get out of there, unfortunately.
Well, another big thing, they had the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning. But from what I heard, you were surprised that when they called your name. But so what was going through your mind?
Well, a lot of things were happening. Look, honestly, I was just thinking, you know, how I was going to react to losing. Really, that was pretty much, you know, what am I going to do? So when they did, you know, it was Lady Gaga and Tom Ford, you know, they were the ones that were presenting the thing, and when they announced my name, the producer told me that he memorized the first, like, sounding syllables of everybody who was nominated, so he would know. It was like, Chris, you know, so he would know. When they said Christian Slater, he was very excited. Everybody was very excited. It was thrilling.
Oh my gosh, that is so great.
Yeah.
Well deserved, man. And we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we gotta.
You have a lot to think about. You have to change the DAD file. You have to put Colby's IP in there. You do that, you'll have set in motion the largest revolution the world will ever see. Well,
There you are, Mr. Robot.
That's right.
So tell us, what is the show about, and why are you called Mr. Robot?
Well, let's see. I mean, the show is about a small group of hackers that want to take down this large corporation, you know, and restore, wipe out all debt from society. You know, just restore balance to society, and, you know, if you have, like, student loans and, you know, housing mortgage, just wipe it all out and start from scratch.
That
Got a good motive, I know.
Yeah,
right?
that's a great.
I know. Just wipe that out.
So how close are we to that actually happen?
Well, I mean, that was definitely one of the wild things while we were making the show. There, you know, we'd shoot a scene, and then the next day we'd read something in the paper that just absolutely mirrored what we were doing in the show. It was insane that was happening.
But now that you've learned so much about this world, is there anything that you've learned that scares you?
Well, certainly, look, I mean, the power that these hackers have is quite remarkable. I mean, the internet is a phenomenal, wonderful tool and exposes us to so much, but it can also, you know, be a huge weapon, and you have to change your passwords on a regular basis. I mean, that's really key and very, very important.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5.
No. Yeah. You can't have, like, pet names, or, you know, you've really got to mix it up. I've heard some people do sentences, which is helpful, you know, just not like one word.
Oh,
but
wow.
Yeah, so you really have to protect yourself and stay on top of it, because these guys are very, very, very sneaky. Although I'm a huge fan of all of them.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Well, it is season 1 of USA's Mr. Robot is out on DVD right now. You can go get that. And season 2 is coming soon. Golden Globe winner, everybody, Mr. Christian Slater.
Stapleton is here from Blind Spot.
Tomorrow on Live from Kung Fu Panda 3, Kate Hudson.
You know him as FBI agent Kurt Weller on the new hit series Blind Spot. Everybody, please welcome Sullivan Stapleton.
It's her 81st birthday.
Really?
Yeah, you made her birthday. She's from New Orleans.
Happy birthday. No, I just found that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lucky lady.
Yeah. So people call you Sully, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I like that. You know, we've got our own Sully here, Sully Sullenberger. He landed an airplane on the Hudson.
Yes.
You know about him?
Yeah, I do. That's where I got my name from. and that big scary monster.
Oh, Sully, yeah.
And you got your accent from Australia.
Yeah, I did. I picked that up in Australia.
So I'm curious, how is the weather there compared to here in New York City?
The day I left to come back here for work, it was 111. So to Australians, if any Aussies are watching, that's, I think, 44 degrees Celsius.
111.
111 Fahrenheit. And then, came back to 6 degrees here. And that beautiful snowstorm that we just got.
Were you prepared?
No, I got done by that. I figured everyone was overreacting and saying it was going to be, like the biggest storm. Yeah. And they do. It's like, well, they're weatherman. I heard you say that before. I was like, yeah, unfortunately, they were right.
Yeah.
But hearing, it's going to be like the biggest storm in history. We've never seen anything like it. And you're like, yeah, cool. It's a snowstorm.
That was a good weatherman. You just did it. That was good.
Yeah, because
I am enamored by accents. I love accents, man.
He's so good at them, too. do your Australian accent so Sully can understand you. Go ahead.
It is 44 degrees Celsius.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I'm like struggling.
It's like talking to a relative, isn't it?
Exactly. He sounds exactly like my cousin who comes from San Diego.
People couldn't tell us apart if we talked.
I know.
But I'm curious, though, has your accent ever helped you get a job acting?
Yeah, that's why I'm currently on Blind Spot. But, no, the Australian one, I obviously grew up there, but, to then put on this lovely accent, which I have to do, and, I earn money because of it. It's great.
I think the Australian accent is a hard one to mimic.
Yeah.
But I think Australians are very good at doing American accents.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because we watch your show.
Take a quick break, man. We're going to come back. We're going to have more with Sully in a moment, so...
The only way of figuring out who did this to you.
If something happened to you...
I know what I signed up for.
That's Sullivan Stapleton in Blind Spot. I love the concept of this show. So she wakes up, doesn't know who she is.
Yeah.
She's covered in tattoos, which happens.
Yeah, I know. I've just started.
rough night, it happens. But it is a really interesting concept.
Yeah, it is. It's the premise for this show and where it's going to go. I don't know, and that's the exciting part of it. It's kind of nice.
But you're solving crimes or mysteries, right? Like each tattoo means something.
Yeah, they're all related to a case. But then when we come back on February 29th, why we're following her or how she ended up, being planted within the FBI.
So she could have been...
I know.
But
the mystery will unravel.
How far in advance do you know? Do you know where it's going to be?
No.
They don't tell you?
No. Well, I'd tell them not to tell me. Because it's kind of, I mean, it sort of adds to the excitement, but then I think, it could potentially affect your performance if you know what's going to happen now. It's like, yeah, I know what's going to happen in a few months, so you sort of, it could affect you. But it's nice. And also it helps with, answering questions from journalists. Because then you sit there and just go, I actually don't know. No, not you guys. Not these two. Not these two.
It's so exciting. We've just been called journalists.
Not you.
You made my day.
I tell you what, this show, we've never received such a compliment. Yo! The show is called Blind Spot. New episodes begin on Monday, February 29th at 10 p.m. on
New You series. Pretty soon we're going to get to go back to our old selves, right? We're going to stand up tall and tackle posture 101. Here to show us how to get it right is the author of the new exercise book, The Nalini Method. Please welcome Rupa Mehta.
Hi.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Rupa, we're beaten down around here. We tend to slump over a lot. Show us the proper posture we should have.
Well, I like to think of posture like you're building a building with your body. So, like any building, your feet, so in parallel.
Okay.
Your hips are a little bit smaller, Michael. You can go in a little. Yes. Toes in front of the heels.
Okay.
Open up your chest. So we're going to stack ourselves up like we're a building. Okay. So you're going to lengthen up your quads. Okay. Find your spin legs. Find your strength in your thighs. Yeah. And now open up your chest here. Open it up even more. Shoulders back and down. Head up. Eye focus straight ahead. So you look a little robotic right now, but the reason we don't end up doing this is because we end up on these guys, the cell phones.
What is that?
Your cell phone.
Thanks.
So how does this impact your posture? What happens now? Yeah, you look down, you end up getting the tech neck, and then all of a sudden, you're like 80, and then you're like this. And so all these habits add up. And that's why it's so important to build your building, have that strong foundation, and have that height in your body.
But it's so hard to, like, go through life with your cell phone like this.
Well, that's actually a good tip. Like, actually just bringing your arm up instead of being down is a great way to combat this. And roll your shoulders back and down.
Roll your shoulders
Roll your shoulders back and down.
Roll them back and down.
Fill your body with height. Yes, you can work your bicep muscle too. All right, now we're gonna go over to the desk. Let's go over to the desk. With your cell phone, you're gonna sit on the couch. We're gonna get some real life.
I'm on the couch.
You're gonna be at the desk.
I'm at the desk.
We're gonna do some real life scenarios here. Yes, like you're watching football. That's how you watch football? Is that how you work, Kelly?
You don't want to know how I work. I'm usually on the floor. So.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So what I want you to do, this is a great tip. Just take a book right underneath your computer. Lift your chest up. And then if you write an email with confidence, they'll receive it with confidence.
I've nursed 3 kids. I can only lift my chest up so much.
Well, Michael, the football. Is that really how you watch football? Let's get real honest here.
Get honest. Put your legs behind the sofa.
Okay. All right, so all this adds up. So I would say while you're watching football, if you're watching football, take that 5 minutes while you're watching a commercial. Trigger. That's your trigger. Stand up tall during a commercial.